folks, everything I just played there was an arpeggio, which is simply playing a chord with each note that's inside of the chord. For instance, a C major chord, what I'm doing is playing each individual note that you would hear in a full C major chord, except I'm just playing C, E, and G. All right. So, and that appears all over the neck. Anyway, so this lesson is entitled Building a Chord. Now I'm going to demonstrate how I got those notes from a C major chord. Just review maybe some of the other lessons that we've gone through. We went through the chromatic scale, which is the musical alphabet. We went through half steps and whole steps. We went through what a major scale is. And now we're on to the fifth lesson. So let's get started here. All right. We're going to keep up with the same, we're going to keep with the same scale here, the C major scale. It just makes it much easier. There are no sharps or flats to keep track of. I feel sometimes it's a trap. I mean, I would love to start with A flat or B flat, but right now, most of the time in people's early music development, this is the easiest to start with. Okay. How do we build a chord? What's in a chord? I put the term triad here because there are three notes in a chord. Not an extended chord, but just for now we're thinking of a triad, three notes. So how do I build this? In a lesson, I think it was the first or second lesson, I mentioned something called hopscotching or leapfrogging. And that just simply, when you were with your friends, or if you had done this when you were younger, don't try it when you're my age, where you would jump over one friend and then jump over another friend, so you're leapfrogging over each friend. We did that. So, and you just don't want to knee anybody in, the head or anything, so cause any damage. All right, same concept here. So I go from the C, I skip over one, and I go to the G. All right? So I call that my 1, my 3, and my 5. This is something called the root. The third, this is kind of a challenge, and the fifth. All right? This will apply to every chord, no matter what chord, what key, what scale. We're always going to refer to things as the root, the third, and the fifth. And then after that, there are other things like the 7th, the 9th, the 13th, the 87th, and the pi. No, those aren't in there. And you might ask yourself, if we are leapfrogging, wouldn't that mean if I wanted to, I could go over to the B and keep going, which my next would be D? Yes, and that is how we find the 7th and the 13th and the 9th. Sorry, skip that one. So let that go for now, but the concept is really easy. It's understanding what chord you're playing is the harder part, but how to build it is thankfully the easier part. So again, leapfrog. So we're going to call that, it is, let's make that bigger, C major scale, or C major chord, sorry. C, E, and G. All right, root, third, and fifth. All right, now, just want to be really careful not to wipe my face with this now. It is the same concept if I want to build off of the second note. Now, in a previous lesson, I mentioned that the second chord is always minor, the third is always minor, the fourth is major, the fifth is major, the sixth is minor, the seventh is what is called diminished, and then back to the 1 again. So remember that, memorize that, commit that to memory, because I'm sort of building upon that in this lesson here. So, all right, same concept for my D minor chord. I'm going to leapfrog, hopscotch. So I am left with a D, F, and A. That is my D minor chord. All right. If I want to build, let's say, A minor chord, A to C, and then to E. All right. It's always the same process. It's always the same method. So, and again, we call that the root, third, and fifth, and that represents the triad. So, let's make sure I'm going through everything here. Mostly me as a teacher, I'm not just inspired about, spreading my knowledge, but also making sure that it's clear and that people fully understand it. And to get to the core, the kernel of how to learn it, not just what you're learning. So I think I may have mentioned before, but use metaphors, use analogies. I use cooking all the time. I use spelling and alphabet, like the chromatic scale is our alphabet, though we only have from A to G, and then that's it, and then the sharps and flats in between. So use as many analogies as you can, mathematics as well, so anything. All right. So remember, building a chord, you're going to hopscotch over every other note, okay? Just take the three notes from now, or for now, the root, the third, and the fifth. So I can easily memorize C, E, G, D, F, A, E, G, B, F, A, C. You get it. And when you write those down, you begin to see patterns, F, A, C. It's like face. But anyway. Actually, face spells F major chord. So certain things that use words are the easiest things to remember. That is, those who are coincidentally spell out English words as well. So if I'm making any of that clear, which is the point of this lesson, to make things clear. All right. Thank you so much for watching. And once again, we really appreciate folks sending their best wishes for our first year anniversary, and we're excited. We hope when this pandemic is over to get people into workshops and clinics. We have designs for being socially distanced as well, but we want to make sure that it's all safe before doing so. But in the meantime, keep looking for videos from us, and we wish you all well. Stay safe. Stay happy, stay healthy, and make a ton of music. Thank you so much. I'm Ray Gehring with the New York Music Co-op. Take care.